Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Cruz and welcome back to another video. In this one we're going to discuss how I currently use the Ibanez Tube Screamer Mini. So this is one of the pedals that has been with me probably the longest, not necessarily the Tube Screamer Mini, but the Tube Screamer in general. It's a pedal that I fell in love with quite some time ago, in fact as long as I can remember. And it wasn't because I knew Stevie Ray Vaughan used a special one or how all of these famous guitarists ultimately incorporated one into their rig to get certain sounds. It was just because I played it one day and fell in love with it. It was the sound that for me I most identified with when it came to overdrive, not necessarily high gain distortion, but I did use this pedal quite often to pair with other high gain style sounds to just push it over the edge a little bit, specifically with solos. And in a nutshell, that's how I'm currently using the pedal to this very day. However, for a long time, I did use it as a second stage overdrive. So I would have like a Morning Glory, for example, and then my Ibanez Tube Screamer. And then at some point, I actually switched over to the JHS Double Barrel, as I've spoken about on this channel before, where at the earlier stages, it was basically their modified version of a Tube Screamer 808. So it was the perfect pedal for me, and that's how I really used my drive section for a long time. It wasn't until I finally tried my hand at a Klon style pedal, more specifically the Wampler Tumnus, that finally replaced the Tube Screamer and moved it over. And now I currently use the Tube Screamer not as a standalone anymore, but as a modifier, and I use it more specifically for solo tones. So that intro sound that you heard was all of my sounds combined. Now I want to quickly show you the standalone. I'm even going to turn off the compression. I will let you know when I actually introduce a pedal. Keep in mind I am using the HX Stomp for my amps and my IRs, so you're hearing everything go through that first. Very quickly, let me show you what this guitar sounds like on its own, no pedals on. I'm going to stay in the middle position for the most neutral sound possible. Now, utilizing the exact same setting that I always have it on my pedal board, I'm going to turn on the Ibanez Tube Screamer on its own. Now, keep in mind, this is not how I normally use it, so it may not be exactly the most pleasing tone. It's meant to be paired with other pedals, and we'll get there, and I'll show you where it really starts to shine, okay? But for now, let's just turn on the pedal as is. I'm going to stay in the middle position for now, then I'll switch over to the neck and then the bridge. The neck position. And now the bridge. So it actually doesn't sound half bad. I thought it was going to sound a little bit more unusable because of the way I have the tone knob set up currently as it stands right now, but it sounds great. Now, one of the main reasons why I love this pedal is for the exact reason why it just shocked me again, and that's because it's so versatile. I can use it almost super clean and it just gives me like a color first stage, or a little bit more grit and it's a great standalone overdrive, or I can boost the gain as I have it right now and pretty much use it as a great crunch sound and almost a solo tone on its own the way it is right now. And with the manipulation of tone knobs and volume knobs, in fact, I wouldn't even have to touch the pedal. I can do everything on my guitar and totally get really great usable tones out of this pedal. So that's why I personally love it. But let's start off with how I'm actually using this pedal personally right now as it stands. So I'm going to incorporate my Walrus Audio Deep 6 compressor. And for the sake of consistency and moving this video along, I'm actually going to only stay on the bridge pickup from this point on, because it's how I actually use this pedal and this or rather these combinations of pedal that I'm about to show you. So this is compression going into the Ibanez Tube Screamer Mini. My choice to add compression has always been a little bit controversial. It's something that I actually always have on. I think that it tightens up the sound a little bit. It normalizes frequencies for me. I know I lose a little bit of that sensitivity and touch in my hands that sometimes I do miss, but I'm not playing blues. I'm not playing that kind of music where I really need to feel the note. I'm playing the kind of music where I need consistency on every single note that I play. The key is to finding the sweet spot with your compression. You want to make sure that you're not boosting that compression too aggressively where you're ramming your other pedals, and also you want to get it so that you're not boosting too much of the other noise that you don't want amplified up. You still want your sound, your guitar tone being in the forefront of it all, and if compression is causing too many outside noises to get in the way, you're probably just being a little too aggressive with it. Dial it back. And for me, I got very used to using compression pedals that incorporate a blend knob. That's been a life-changing thing. It's a game changer for sure. It can definitely help you with retaining your tone but still getting the sort of the benefits of compression at the same time. So we turned on the compressor. Now I'm going to incorporate the Wampler tumness. So it's compression going into the tumness, then going into the Ibanez Tube Screamer. And this is basically my solo tone and my high distortion type of sound all together. Now keep in mind, the kind of music that I play is more ambient bass, so I rarely get to incorporate this sound into a lot of things that I do. And solo stuff usually is combined with a heavy delay and reverb. So it's not like I'm playing hard rock or metal music with this sound, but it's not half bad. I encourage you to check it out. But of course, I can't not turn on reverb and delay, right? This is what I do. It wouldn't be the J. Cruz sound. So I'm gonna now incorporate delays and reverb so that you can hear my sound in all of its glory. So this is compression going into the Wampler tumness, going into the Tube Screamer Mini. That all is now going into reverbs and delays. I'm currently using the dual delay setting on the HX Stomp and the Glitz reverb. If you want to learn how I've set those sounds up, be sure to visit my channel. I've put a playlist together where I broke down all of my HX Stomp settings. I think it's really beneficial and useful to some of you HX Stomp users out there, and definitely let me know what you think about them. But without further ado, let's turn all of these pedals on and hear what they sound like. So there you have it. That's the Ibanez Tube Screamer. That's how I'm currently using it. I know I didn't show you a whole lot of what else it can do. In fact, I really am impressed by how small and compact this pedal is, but how much of a punch it actually packs. Literally, with just a slight change in settings, you could make this thing do a ton of different things. You can use it exactly how I'm using it right now, which is boosting and adding a little bit of gain and tone shaping a solo tone, or you could use it as a standalone. I know that's not its traditional use nowadays, but for me, it was for a long time. I still stand by that. I still have no problems using the Ibanez Tube Screamer as a whole as a standalone pedal. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like a Tube Screamer savant and be able to tell you the actual tonal differences, at least to my ears, between all of the Tube Screamers that are out there. But I do feel like this particular version is very good. Now, it's not the 808s of the old maybe, but you know what? It sounds really good to my ears personally. At its price point, at its size, I just honestly don't see how you can go wrong by incorporating this thing onto your pedal board. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please comment below. Let me know if you're using the Tube Screamer, or if maybe I convinced you to maybe pick it up again after not trying it for a long time, or maybe thinking, hey, maybe this pedal can work for me and my rig. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I want to interact with each and every one of you, so be sure to comment below. Please do all of the things that help this channel grow. Like this video, again, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you get an alert every single time I upload a video. Thanks again for watching, and until next time.